So who should we trust? I have two competing groups in Connecticut. This is based on a Hartford Courant September 9th article, a report about lagging jobs in Connecticut compared to other states. We have lagged since the 2008 recession in our recovery, and the prediction from a group that's analyzed this is it's going to continue. Well, there is one group, Connecticut Voices, a progressive think tank, that thinks we could alter it by boosting the number of public sector jobs. They note that nearly 30,000 have been lost since this great recession. And their proposal, courtesy of Patrick OBrien, is to bring them back. Jobs in corrections, education, hospitals, courts, and other government operations. So we have diminished them. Let's say every one of them came back, courtesy of the government spending, meaning taxing everybody else to bring back 30,000 jobs. Let's say just 25,000, because technology should have replaced some on its own. Is this a good thing? Well, O'Brien never gives reasons other than employing people for these operations to be restored. I haven't seen a sufferance, aside from COVID, in hospital operations. We haven't seen prisons bulging at the seams, needing 24/7 extra staffing. We haven't seen these other operations of great need. The goodness, and there's not too much of it, but Dan Malloy in his second term and Ned Lamont in this first term have cut the government's payroll without a problem in services. So when the think tank proposes much more services, it's doing it as jobs. Now, it's nice to employ some more people, but please remember, for every job you create, there are people who are getting taxed. And therefore, part of their earnings is going to these newly created jobs. So here's a competing group. Who do you trust? The small business group in Connecticut. And according to DiPentima, the head of the group, CBIA, this is a hurtful thing. And here's why. I'll do the math for you. Let's say 25,000 jobs are restored at $80,000, including benefits. Okay? Well, for the 1 million households that pay taxes in Connecticut, that's $2,000 per household. Now, there's a lot of marginal households for which $2,000 means foregoing something really important or getting yourself into deeper debt. That's not a fair trade-off, and it's economically unproductive, because if those households could be spending in the private sector, those are jobs that actually do things. They help with production. They help with more customer service. They help with direct services. They do good, and you might have heard of a factor and an inflator that for every extra stimulating dollar, it returns $3, $4, even $5 into the economy. Well, that doesn't play in when it's a government job, okay? They're not producing. None of those jobs produce. So by the think tank's prescription, it's a doubly bad trade-off. These created jobs don't produce, and for every one job created, 40 families are hurt somewhat, but everybody has a breaking point, and you could end up putting somebody into a debt that they have a hard time recovering from. Now, Patrick OBrien cites something that can pull at heartstrings, but I want you to recognize it's only heartstrings. It is the racial component. It is because the hardest hit people since the 2008 recession seem to be minorities in Connecticut. That is maybe a prescription for minority extra outreach. It's a racist prescription, if anything. And it is not in the control like it is with families themselves. Those who want to do better and elevate themselves from low-wage jobs to higher-paying careers. Have it within themselves completely, okay? This is a state, and America is a place where whatever your background, you have the ability to improve it. Community college is virtually free. People wanting to go to even more elite colleges, if they have black or brown skin, they actually have advantages that whites and Asians give up, okay? Willingly give up seats in esteemed colleges for underrepresented minorities. Now, some will say, and it's a reasonable argument, that, Latino families, they have to take care of their abuelas more than white families do. This is a choice that the government shouldn't have a part in making. If taking care of your own and losing some opportunity to attend a faraway college is beyond you, attend community college. You're still bettering yourself. If you're not willing to do that, it's not right for everyone else of us to aid you when you're not willing to help elevate yourself. We have ample opportunity to do that. We continue to do that. To play this black and brown versus white and Asian game is both cynical and destructive. Please play to the reason of free markets, and bettering oneself almost all the time results in economic satisfaction. We can do that in Connecticut, and we should before adopting this think tax proposal.